Thank you. Actually, I got a WhatsApp from a couple of the boys from the boys' school, also from the girls' school. Valley Torah is having a fundraising this week or something. So uh, I'll be honest, two people sent me, one from the girls' school and from the boys' school. Whatever, don't worry about it. The main thing is that Valley Torah gets supported and Bezrat Hashem will continue. It's honestly an honor to be able to help Valley Torah. I don't think my help makes much of a difference. The maximum I could get is like $50. It's really not much.
Rabbi, why wouldn't that make a difference?
It doesn't make much of a difference, but I just want to share with you. Let me just finish talking too much. Take it easy. I just want to share with you that actually, the Gedolei Israel say that even if you do a small help, let's say even if you give $5, because it helps the yeshiva to continue, God doesn't only give you a merit for giving $5. Actually, the continuation will be also part of the donation and the contribution that you make. So nobody should ever think, what does my $2 or $3 make a difference? It could really be physically doesn't make much of a difference to the school. But in the eyes of God, it actually is a continuation that will count for you, for your Bezrat Hashem, your family in the future after you get married. So it's a big merit to help everyone. Also, as you know, guys, before I start my story, one of the birds that are not kosher to eat is called shalach. Is it? No, chasida, I'm sorry. Chasida. A chasida is a type of a bird, it's like a stork, that he actually takes fish out of the pond. But why do you call her chasida, the pious one? Because she shares her fish with others. So one of the Chassidic rabbis also, you have it both, Chassidic, non-Chassidic, they both have the same question. The birds that we eat, or the animal, could you sit properly, please? Thank you. I'm not too serious, but we're in a class. Anyways, so it says, if they're kind, because he shares the fish with others, why is he a non-kosher bird? Should be kosher. So you know what the answer is? Rashi says, this bird only helps other storks. If other birds come, he actually pushes them away. So it's only kind to its own kind. That's not kosher. Doesn't matter which group you belong to, Hasidic, non-Hasidic, Sephardic, Ashkenazic, it makes no difference. Any organization which is in need, we have to help them. If you're going to say I'm a Sephardic person, I only help Sephardim, or I'm a Chabad, I only help Chabad. I'm Ashkenaz, I'm going to help Ashkenaz, then it's not kosher. Then it's a Hasidah, which is a non-kosher bird. So it's actually really a great thing that we have the merit to help every school. I just wanted to share one story with you, the birth of REB Yisroel of Kajnets. He was a brach of the Baal Shem Tov. We're going to soon see how he was born. He actually was born to parents that are very, very simple Jews. So let's go through the story. There was a man that his name was Shabtai. Now this guy, he had a very, very simple life because his job was a bookbinder. Any bookbinders around anymore? Not too many. Today is not a big business because there's so much printing that when a book gets old, there's no reason to bind it, unless it has a sentimental value for you. But if the books go wrong, the Gemaras get old, put them in Shemesh, just buy new ones. Who's going to go bind the old ones? There's no such thing. But once upon a time, because printing wasn't that available, so there was actually a major job, bookbinding. So Shabtai used to go bind books in the shuls, private ones, and then as he made a decent living. He used to use 50% of it for the weekdays, but Shabbos used to make special, like very, very expensive, like a rich man. As he got older and he was less energetic, people gave him less business. So then what did he do? The poor guy couldn't afford to have a normal food during the week. He was only buying dry bread. That's all, and some water. He kept the rest for Shabbos. As he got even more old, he couldn't even afford dried bread. He was like, I don't know what he used to eat. He saved for Shabbos until one day he had nothing for Shabbos. Nothing. There was no food. So then he tells his wife, you know what? I'm too proud. I don't want to borrow money from anyone. Even if I'm going to starve on Shabbos, I don't care. But you can't go borrow money. And tonight I'm not going to come home early. There's no food anyways. I'm going to say extra Tehillim in the shul. Again, he was a very simple Jew. So he goes to the shul, and then when he comes back, to his surprise, the table was set, beautiful tablecloth, candles, there was kiddush, everything. So he was very upset because he said, definitely my wife disobeyed me. She went and he borrowed money from somebody else. But being a good husband, right, being a good spouse, you don't show your anger. So just walked in the house, they didn't say anything. So they made kiddush. After they made hamotzi, she brings like this woe and one of those fish, That's not like a cheap fish. By the way, you know, guys, how gefilte fish came to be? Anybody eats gefilte fish here? I know Persians don't like it. How did gefilte fish come to market? You know, Jews in Europe, they were poor, and that to keep their kids happy. They would take all the dried bread of the whole week, take a few pieces of fish, just grind them together, and they told the kids, this is fish for Shabbos. It was out of poverty. Now it costs a lot of money. But gefilte fish was ground, dried bread, and just little few pieces of fish. That's what it was. Thank God we don't live in such situations. You know, thank God in our houses we have food for the next 2 months. Nobody buys food just for that day. No time for it either. Anyway, so he says that a wife brings like this expensive fish, not just the gefilte fish, you know. So he says, I'm really angry at you. He couldn't hold himself back. But the kid held himself back. Why did you borrow money to make Shabbos? So says, Chas v'shalom, will never disobey you. I didn't borrow money. I couldn't cook any food. So I decided to go clean the house. When I went to the closet, I found my wedding dress. Now there's two versions. Either the buttons were made out of silver or there was a gold pin on the wedding dress. So I went to a pawn shop, I sold it. I got enough money to make 2 Shabbos. That's how we have the Shabbos. So when he heard that, he held it. And by the way, I forgot one thing. They had all the blessings, whatever they wanted, except they had no child. They were childless and they were getting older. As we said, he didn't have too many jobs. So he takes his wife's hand in old age and they dance around the table once. After they eat the fish, he was so happy again. He holds his wife's hand and he dances around the table a second time. After they bring, please guys, after he brings, you know, the third meal, which is, I don't know, the chicken or the meat, he tells his wife, you got to dance one more time. He holds his wife's hand and he dances the third time. This is on one side of the town. On the other side, Baal Shem Tov was sitting with his students. During the meal, Friday night, he laughed 3 times. So the students, Baal Shem Tov, what's so funny that you're laughing? Like, you know, his main talmid was Abzev Kitzes. He had the chutzpah to ask him why. I don't mean chutzpah in a bad way, the courage. So he says, I'm going to let you know after Shabbos. So after Shabbos, they travel to the other side of town and they go to the shul and they say, call me Shabtai or Shapsi, whatever his name is. So they call him and he sees the Baal Shem Tov called him. He says, Baal Shem Tov, did I do anything wrong? So he says, no, tell me what happened, Shabbos. So, you know, starts, stuttering. I'm sorry. Yeah, I thought we have no food. And then my wife made these, gorgeous Shabbos and I danced with my wife 3 times around the table. So Baal Shem Tov told him, I want to let you know that because of your simcha that you were able to make mitzvah of Shabbos, when you were dancing with your wife, the angels came from heaven to watch. And then he told this, and he says, we danced 3 times. The angels came down 3 times. So the Baal Shem Tov told his talmidim, that's why I was laughing 3 times too. Because I was happy with the simcha of the angels that were dancing together with REB Yisroel of with Shabtai. So then he tells Shabtai, tell me what you want. I could either bless you with money, so you have no worries for the rest of your life, I could bless you with a child. What does a smart parent say? Child, unless if you're Persian. He said, I want money and child. I'm just kidding. I could make those jokes because I'm a Persian myself, So I don't want to put this on the video, but there's not a funny thing happened to me in Pierce College. It can't be on a video. But anyways, so because I'm a Persian, I make these jokes. I could make fun of Persians. I'm not going to mind. I can't make fun of Ashkenazim. They're going to stone me. But Persians I could. But at any rate, so he talks to his wife. Of course you want to have children. So Baal Shem Tov blessed him with a child. And he said, you're going to name him after me. Baal Shem Tov's name was Yisroel. So they named him Yisroel, and he was REB Yisroel of Kajnets. It's a very beautiful story. But what lesson do we learn, guys? You see, this maybe doesn't resonate with us. Of course, thank God we're not missing any food. You know what I'm saying? There's no problem of food these days. Thank God there's plenty. And may God bless our parents and you guys when you grow up. They should have so much money that you don't even have to worry how much tzedakah you will give. But again, the point is, you see, when he came to do a mitzvah, he was so happy that he had the merit to fulfill God's commandment that he actually danced around the table. How many of us dance around the table because we could do Sudas Shabbos? We're used to it. There's nothing, no luxury for us. We're used to it. But at least in other mitzvahs, when it comes to learn the Gemara, learn a Rashi, learn a Tosfos, you know what I'm saying? We have the merit to do it. We should be very happy. Let me just close this.